Hello everyone, happy Wednesday, April the 24th. My name is Hunter here with North Central Weather Center, and in today's weather forecast, we have a busy weather pattern ahead to end April with significant rounds of severe weather, and we're going to be going over each round in today's weather forecast. If you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe to the channel down below and also like the video down below. It helps out more than you know. So let's dive right in, look at today's weather forecast here on your Wednesday, April the 24th. Across the north central U.S. This morning, we woke up to frost and freeze conditions once more across the high plains, into the upper Midwest, into the Great Lakes regions, with temperatures sub-freezing into the middle and upper 20s in some areas here across the north central U.S. This afternoon, the areas around portions of Lake Michigan, Lake Superior, and really the Great Lakes region in general will remain cooler today with a little bit of a backdoor cold front. But across the west, a ridge of high pressure will be working in, and this will be giving us 60s and 70s for high temperatures all the way up into the Dakotas, Nebraska, Kansas, into portions of western Minnesota, central and western Iowa, into the Ozarks region, down there into Missouri, downstate Illinois, and over into Kentucky, southern Indiana. A lot of those areas will be having spring-like temperatures this afternoon. Precipitation this afternoon, 99% of us, if not 100% of us, will be dry as a strong high-pressure system is overhead. Lots of sunshine, a few clouds out there, but likely no precipitation from those clouds. Until tonight, we may start to see a few isolated showers or a storm down here across southern portions of Nebraska into Kansas, and this could produce maybe a strong thunderstorm to produce some hail, some gusty winds here out of that into Kansas, otherwise remaining pretty dry. Notice it's not going to drop a lot of rainfall, so a lot of us will remain bone dry today and tonight. Maybe a tenth of an inch, quarter of an inch of rain in those areas that see a thunderstorm in Kansas, but even that chance is about 20-30%, so I'm really not seeing a lot of coverage of showers or storms there through tonight. Now going into Thursday, April the 25th, and Friday, April the 26th, things start to change. Here's our first trough we're keeping an eye on across the Four Corners region. That will eject into the north central U.S. by the time we get into Friday, April 26th. And this is going to bring our next storm system to the area here, area-wide. You can see we have a low-pressure system developing off the Rockies as a 1,000 millibar low pressure in central Colorado on Thursday. Going into Thursday night, that deepens on the lee side of the Rockies there in eastern Colorado to a 993 millibar low. Remember, a stronger low-pressure system has a lower number. So if it's going from 1,000 millibars to 993, it is a strengthening low-pressure system. And the warm front is going to be draped across the central portions of the plains into the lower Missouri Valley. So that could bring us some showers and storms there Thursday night. Then as we go into Friday, still deepening to a 987 millibar low. Remember, the number got lower from 993 now to a 987 millibar low there into western and central Nebraska. On Friday, warm front is on progression further to the north. And then as we go into Friday night, it starts to weaken a bit, 991, but still a formidable low pressure system. You got the warm front occluding low, and then the dry line cold front set up with severe weather across our eastern viewing area. Altogether, Thursday the 25th into Friday the 26th, this will provide us with healthy rainfall totals. We're going to have a few to several inches of accumulating rain, the heaviest of which will be down in Kansas and Missouri into the Ozarks region. And then perhaps up here into southeast Iowa and north central Illinois. Looking at the threat for severe weather, the Storm Prediction Center has highlighted in their Day 2 outlook an enhanced risk down here into our southwestern part of our viewing area, into portions of southern and southwestern Kansas, in particular the Dodge City area. Wichita's in the slight risk, up there into Hastings, Goodland, and then maybe up there toward North Platte in that slight risk of severe weather on Thursday. Biggest risk here is going to be some large to very large hail. Those hailstones could be hen egg size or larger. That's 2 inches in diameter or larger here from portions of southwestern Nebraska into west central Kansas here. We also are monitoring a significant tornado potential as well, with those EF2 to EF5 strength tornadoes potentially down here into southern and southwestern Kansas, west of Wichita, back here toward Dodge City in our viewing area as we go into that Thursday evening time frame. But the tornado threat is still there, 2 to 5% in the green and brown shaded color respectively, still across southwestern and southern Nebraska and much of west central Kansas. We'll keep an eye out for that. And the lower threat for damaging winds, 60 plus miles per hour, especially down here into Kansas, Dodge City to Wichita, keeping an eye on that. Let's look at the setup here. So on Thursday, we have a dry line setup, very dry dew points out here. We have 60-degree dew points up here with the warm front lifting north Thursday into Kansas. And then you have instability, especially in southwestern Kansas here, and toward the Dodge City area, over 3,000 joules per kilogram. That is considered strong instability. And you have a low-level jet starting to get wound up here as we go into Thursday afternoon, around 45, 46 knots or so. But watch as we go into the evening. This significantly ramps up to almost a 60-knot low-level jet. So that's going to enhance the wind shear and the turning of the winds with height, and that could lead to some rotating supercells as we go into Thursday evening. So let's look here at what you call a significant tornado parameter. And what this takes into account is moisture, instability, and the different profiles of the wind shear in the atmosphere. It takes into account the low-level jet, the mid-level, and the upper-level jet here. And you can see near the warm front here in western and central Kansas, in our viewing area, we may have to watch. If a storm pops here, a supercell that could get hung up on the warm front, then we could start to see a tornado or two develop Thursday afternoon. It's more that I'm concerned about Thursday evening as that dry line really starts to become established here across southwestern and central Kansas. Look at these values peaking up to the top of the scale here, up to 15s into portions of west central and southwestern Kansas. This could lead to more of an intense tornado potential into Thursday evening and even after dark. So definitely make sure to have multiple ways to receive watches and warnings down here. Let's go through the general timing. So Thursday morning, a cluster of showers and storms, otherwise known as an MCS or MCV, will be moving through portions of eastern and central portions of Kansas into western Missouri. This may bring a threat for larger hail as the warm front is lifting further north. These storms are kind of aligned right along the warm front. As we go into the afternoon, storms will tend to move east-southeastward into the Ozarks region. This will mainly be a heavy rainfall producer, but we'll watch some of those storms down here toward portions of southeastern Kansas and west central southwestern Missouri for severe weather potential. Otherwise, central and eastern Missouri mainly looking at blow-off cloud cover from this and maybe some moderate rain showers and a few rumbles of thunder. It's Thursday evening. Notice the HRRR model right now at 12Z does not have thunderstorms really initiating much Thursday evening. If they do, they will really become severe here across our viewing area in Kansas and Nebraska in particular, and you can see definitely watching out for the potential of those storms to blow up as we go even into well after dark early Friday morning, and then more of a cluster of storms developing elevated thunderstorms north of the warm front. These likely won't be severe, and if they do become severe, they could produce some severe hail around quarter to $half size. We'll definitely be keeping an eye on that. Then as we go into Friday, the 26th, we have another threat for severe weather with our same storm system, a slight risk extending all the way up here into the Midwest, into the mid-Missouri Valley, places like Omaha, Des Moines, Topeka, down here into Kansas City, Springfield, Jefferson City, and Columbia into Missouri, Kirksville, Missouri, and then over there toward Macomb in western Illinois. This could lead to a significant route of severe weather again on Friday from Omaha, Des Moines, down through Kansas City and Topeka, into Springfield here, into our viewing area. So Iowa, down to eastern Kansas, into west central portions of Missouri, even far southeastern Nebraska needs to watch out for this significant severe weather on Friday. Parameters are the same. We're going to have the dry line moving further to the north and east, so a little bit more of a warm sector, a little bit deeper of a warm sector, dew points into the 60s all the way up there there into Iowa near the triple point. We're going to have moderate to strong instability, 2,000 to perhaps 3,000 joules per kilogram of instability there, and a ferocious low-level jet already Friday afternoon around 65 knots. Look how strong it gets into Friday evening, over 70 knots of a low-level jet here, especially into Iowa and Missouri around the Ozarks region. That is concerning for potentially some supercell thunderstorms producing tornadoes. So looking at the lightning flash density, this basically shows you thunderstorms potentially as we go into Friday morning. At the start of the period, these are probably leftover thunderstorms from Thursday night's event across the Central Plains from Kansas up into Nebraska as they drift eastward into the Missouri Ozarks region. Some large hail and some heavy rainfall will be possible with this. It's mainly Friday afternoon, supercells developing all the way up here into the Midwest, all the way down here into the mid-Missouri Valley. We have to watch out for rotating supercells, tornadoes, possibly some strong tornadoes. Also the threat for large to very large hail over 2 inches in diameter. Those hen egg size hailstones are larger, and potentially wind gusts well in excess of 60 or 70 miles an hour there Friday afternoon. That will continue into Friday evening, but the storms as they enter into Illinois will be on a weakening trend as they move toward Rockford, Peoria, and Chicago. We'll keep an eye on that. Maybe some gusty winds and small hail with those as they move in Friday evening. And then once we get to early Saturday morning, those storms will really start to weaken as they move into eastern Illinois and western Indiana as they outrun the better instability. As we go into the weekend, Saturday, April 27th and Sunday, April 28th here, you can see a new low-pressure storm track will set up. We have another trough down here across the Four Corners region on the Saturday, the 27th. That will eject, similarly like the first one, into the plains on Sunday, April the 28th, and that means more significant severe weather in our viewing area. Another enhanced risk. Already confident in a level 3 out of 5 of severe weather there. Friends at the Storm Prediction Center already highlighting Wichita there into southern southeastern Kansas for that enhanced risk. Level 3 out of 5, 2 out of 5 slight risk, all the way up here into the UP of Michigan, through La Crosse, Green Bay, down into Madison, Wisconsin, Des Moines, all the way up here through the Davenport Quad Cities region, Kansas City, Topeka, over here toward portions of Kirksville, Missouri, Springfield, Joplin, over here toward Jefferson City and Columbia. Those areas are at risk as we go into Saturday. Sunday, it doesn't drift too far to the east, but we have another outlook day of severe weather. Basically from Prairie du Chien, Wisconsin, over there to Madison here in Platteville, all the way down through Rockford into portions there of Peoria and Springfield, St. Louis, Springfield, Missouri, Kansas City, Jefferson City, Columbia, Kirksville, Missouri, again, you name it. We have a lot of severe weather again as we go into Sunday. Looking at Saturday's setup, I'm very concerned about the setup here at the surface looking at Saturday. Look at surface dew points well into the 60s here as we go into the Midwest. We've had a lot of rain recently in the past few weeks into the Midwest. This is going to enhance some of those dew point temperatures into the middle and upper 60s. This will be one of the more significant days, I think, for severe weather that we have this period, because look at the instability, folks. This is almost summer-like instability, 3,000, perhaps locally 4,000 joules per kilogram. That is strong to locally extreme instability values, especially down here into Kansas. And look at the speed max. Look at the 500 millibar mid-level jet here, really cranking in across portions of Kansas as we go into Saturday afternoon and evening. Very strong low-level jet, especially again down here into Kansas and perhaps into Missouri around 50 to 60 knots. And that will enhance some of those storms to become very organized and rotate, those rotating supercells that produce tornadoes. So Saturday morning, very quiet here in most of our viewing area. It's Saturday afternoon. We're going to light up the radar again. We're going to have a lot of different storm modes, I think, from supercells to multi-storm clusters to line segments and MCS moving across the Red River Valley outside of our viewing area down into the southern plains. And then going into Saturday evening, we're just going to have some dangerous thunderstorms, to be quite frank with you, across portions of our viewing area from Iowa, Illinois, down here into portions of Kansas, into Missouri. Saturday could be a very dangerous day, so make sure to have multiple ways to receive watches and warnings, including a NOAA weather radio even after dark. So if you go to bed, it wakes you up when a tornado warning or a severe thunderstorm warning goes off for your area. And look at this, folks. Early Sunday morning, we're still going strong with severe weather in our viewing area. So make sure, again, to have multiple ways to receive watches and warnings. It doesn't stop there. Sunday's threat is possible here again across this yellow shaded color in the Midwest, especially for parts of southern, southwestern Wisconsin, eastern Iowa, much of north central and western Illinois, into Missouri, including the Ozarks region, and far southeastern Kansas in our viewing area. We will be tracking that potential as we get closer. Altogether, though, through the rest of April, through Wednesday, May 1st, we're going to see a lot of rain with these two systems as they come in. We have a lot of drought up here into the upper Midwest, the Midwest. This will provide some nice relief to the drought. Widespread rainfall totals of 2 to 4 inches or more will be possible through the 1st of May in much of our viewing area. So again, make sure to watch out for any flash flooding concerns as we do see those rivers really start to rise with all the rainfall in a short period of time through the next 7 to 10 days. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. I know it was a lot of information. Subscribe here to North Central Weather Center. We will keep you covered. Another video is scheduled for this Friday. Also, be sure to press the like button, the thumbs up button down below. It helps to get all of this information passed along to more and more people. Thank you guys so much for watching here. My name is Hunter at North Central Weather Center, and I'll see you all again on Friday.